Josh. Nice to have the big fella back. Tex Walker, you and him looked to have a bit of chemistry, and that was a pretty good effort.
Yeah, it was great to have him back. Long time coming, obviously, for him, and his energy out there. Whilst he was a bit fumbling a bit, I think he fatigued pretty quickly in the second half. But just to have him out there was awesome, and you'd expect he's only going to improve from here.
4 goals for you. You must have been wrapped in a low-scoring game. It's probably one of your best games of your career. Yeah,
I was happy I was able to get on the score, get involved in different areas, not just, lead and mark and get the ball off the ground a little bit, and trying to be versatile. That's an important part, and I benefited from some good work from some of the smalls, giving me opportunities.
Collingwood, Melbourne are calling it Siren Gate. Probably a bit over the top, but did you hear the siren at all? What was going through when that happened?
No, I didn't hear it at all. I didn't even hear it. I thought I heard the second one after I had already kicked the ball, and so it wasn't much I could do. I knew I had to try and get on my boot as quick as possible, but I certainly didn't hear the siren at all. And I guess I owe the 19th man for that one, because without them, the umpires would have heard it, and I wouldn't have collected the goal.
How good was it playing in front of a crowd that big? How good was it playing in front of a crowd so big?
It was amazing. Obviously I'm relatively inexperienced and probably haven't played in front of a crowd, that parochial before. They were just the guys. The crowd was going nuts all night, and it was really like they say, the 19th man was like. All night they were just going crazy, and you could feel it, and any time that the game got tough, we sort of fed off their energy, which was great.
Was that the sort of bounce back that Sando wanted? Did he say that after the game, the way you guys played, because it was quite a phenomenal effort?
Yeah, well, we didn't need Sando. We didn't, as a group, we've got enough pride to understand that the performance we put forth last week against Melbourne was not up to scratch, and if we want to be fair dinkum, then we need to start winning some games against good sides, and we probably haven't taken a scalp so far this season. So to beat Collingwood, who had been in some good form, was pleasing.
It was ferocious as well. The tackling, is that a standard that you needed to lift, do you think?
Yeah, certainly. I think we've slowly been building on our tackling, and our pressure's been there in parts, but last night, especially the first half, and despite the fact that we weren't able to hit the scoreboard a lot, I think we had 55 tackles at half time, which for sometimes that's what we've been getting for a game. So to have that sort of pressure and that type of intensity in the game, it didn't allow Collingwood much free ball, and eventually the game opened up for us.
If we go back to the siren, you said you owe the 19th man for that. So was it your belief, or what you heard from the umpires in that actually the siren may have gone before you actually kicked the ball?
That's what I was told afterwards. So I think Matthew Richardson said he thought it went before I kicked it. But yeah, as I said, I think the umpires can only blow the whistle when that's when the quarter ends. So if it wasn't for the 19th man, then they would have probably taken the goal off me. So once again, I'll thank them.
How about the debut of Charlie Cameron? We talked about tackles before, but he was amazing.
He was sensational. It's sort of a meteoric rise. He's come from I think 1,000 k's north of Perth, and I think he went home at Christmas and he didn't have a gym to use, and to make such a quick transition and to step into AFL footy on a stage like last night was incredible. And it surprised, to be honest, it surprised me how well he slotted straight in. He won some contests where he was outnumbered, and his pressure and his ability to harass Collingwood players when they were trying to exit our forward 50 was amazing. And I'm sure it was a great experience for him and his family that travelled across.
Sando sort of said after the game that the key would be now to obviously back it up. How much does that sort of wake-up call against Melbourne, how's that changed things around the group?
I guess it was a reality check's probably a good way to put it. We'd probably, despite the fact we'd won 3 games previous, we'd probably played patchy footy at best, and whilst it certainly would have been nice to have those 4 points and be 5-3, it's probably opened a few guys' eyes at where they're at and what they need to do to be consistent performers. But I guess last night won't count for much unless we put forth a good performance against Carlton next week. And we haven't had a great record in Melbourne over the last few years, so we'll be looking to go across there and put in a good showing.
How did Texas...
That sort of reflection over the bye, that good hard look at yourselves in the mirror over the bye, sort of holds you in good stead for the next couple of rounds or the second half of the year?
Yeah, for sure. It was a tough sort of period to put up with not having a game. We were all looking forward to this match. We probably would have happily played it 1 or 2 days post the Melbourne loss. So the break's a good mental refresher, and we needed that, and also physically you can rest. But I guess it gives you a bit of time to assess where you're at yourself and what you need to do moving forward.
How's Danger this morning? He battled a fair bit last night.
He did. He obviously gets close attention every week, and I think he was certainly able to get on top of his opponent last night. And his ability to win contested ball for us and get clearances, along with Scott Thompson. I think they had 12 clearances each. That's pretty impressive work from those two.
How did Texas...
Yeah, I think he's got a sore finger, but Danger's always got something sore on the day after a game. So he'll miss out on a bit of training early in the week, and then he'll show up again next week.
Hey Josh, what about before the game? I don't know if you had time to jam to the music, but the Pot Bellies were on bananas before.
Yeah, it was like a carnival last night. It was an amazing atmosphere. It was like sort of being at a big sort of event, like in the pre-game warm-up. We were just out there, and you could really, you had a chance to soak in the atmosphere, and we all spoke about, soak in how good it is out here, and I guess the main event is the footy. So the pleasing part is we're able to put on a good display, because without that, the rest of the night probably doesn't resonate as much.
And Thursday night footy, you like it?
Yeah, I do. I like it because. It's not great waiting around all weekend to play a game of footy, but Thursday night footies, especially being that showcase game, it's great for clubs such as us who don't probably get to play nationally televised games as lot and don't get a lot of exposure, especially for guys that have a lot of family back in Victoria.
Do you think that the selection committee got it wrong by putting McKernan in the team at the start of the year instead of you?
No, not at all, because I come off a broken ankle and I just wasn't performing. I wasn't at the levels I was previous to that last year, and Shawnee had played some really good footy in the NAB Cup. I think against Carlton he really got us back in the game, and he'd earned his spot, and I wasn't dirty or bitter at all. I knew that I had to go back and work hard on my game and get my sort of fitness and conditioning back, and I knew it was a matter of time before, once I could get that behind me, I'd be right.
How did Texas' presence actually change what you were asked to do last night, where you were positioned?
Not a great deal. It just sort of, Pods played a bit of a different role, so my own, what I was asked to do it didn't change a whole lot. We tweaked a few things, but just having that third big body down there probably lessens a bit of the workload in terms of standing under packs and stuff like that, so you can get on your bike and get up the field a bit. So I guess it won't work every week having 3 tools, but it was great to see it come to a bit of fruition last night.
Do you think Frost maybe comes to you a little bit earlier if Tex isn't there?
Yeah, probably. That's probably the flow-on effect that Tex is always going to take the number 1 defender, and then Pods is probably going to get number 2, and hopefully I'm left with the third, I guess what you'd call the third best defender. So that's another thing that that Tex brings to the side. Without having to touch the ball, he takes a great defender.
Dangerfield was hobbling a bit this morning, that ankle that he's had trouble with. Do you think that's something that he's just going to have to play through without the rest of the season?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think, despite having the bye last week, this is about the time of the year when guys pick up niggles, and you just don't really have an opportunity to let them heal or to rest, because you need to keep training and you need to you need to keep your fitness up. So he's played 6 or 7 years now, so he'll be able to put up with it.
Does the siren need to be louder, do you think?
Well, I guess so. Well, hopefully not, because I'm not handing that goal back. But I guess there's not much you can do, and in that sort of situation, the crowd was probably as loud as it's ever been in Adelaide. So I'm not sure what they can do. If they can make it louder, then I guess they'll have to. But otherwise, great work to the 19th man.
Crows fan, but not a member?
You can join the club for just $25 for a junior and $50 for an adult membership.
Find out more at the 19thman.com.au.